Well, good evening everybody from the Sharjah International Cricket Stadium. We are here for the Royal Phoenix Clinic, 35th Sharjah Ramadan T20 League 2024. We are here for the last day of the league stages where Prim Transport are taking on CSS Group. Well, without wasting any of our time, let's head down straight to the center where Asim Sheikh is alongside both the skippers and the match referee for the all-important toss.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Sharjah Cricket Stadium. It's time for Royal Phoenix Clinic presents 35th Sharjah Ramadan League T20 2024. And we have yet another exciting battle out here, two of them. And first of it is going to be between Prim Transport. It's going to be between CSS Group. I have the two captains out there, Amjad and Rojit, alongside the match referee, Mr. Tehseen Javed. Amjad, let's give it a flip. Heads is the call. And it's tails. Amjad, toss जीत गए हैं, क्या प्लान है?
तो हम इंशाल्लाह वो करते हैं, पहला बॉलिंग करते हैं।
well, कोई खास वजह पहले बॉलिंग करने की?
तो विकेट थोड़ा सा मतलब वो स्पिनर के लिए अच्छा दिख रहा है, तो हमारे पास स्पिनर अच्छा है, तो इसलिए हमने पहला बॉलिंग किया।
क्या लगता है आपको अगले इनिंग्स में ड्यू आ जाती है तो मुश्किल हो जाता है स्पिनर्स के लिए?
हाँ बिल्कुल, तो मतलब वो कैप्टन ने भेजा, इतना तो मालूम नहीं है, लेकिन मतलब कैप्टन ने ये मतलब प्लान दिया हुआ है।
चलिए, उम्मीद करते हैं कि अच्छा गेम देखने मिले। ऑल द वेरी बेस्ट।
ओके, थैंक यू।
Rojit, you've been invited to bat first on this track. What are your thoughts?
It's okay. We are already planned to bowl first, but it's okay. Better want the losser toss is good.
Well, no star-studded side there, CSS, but you guys have gelled in pretty nicely and performing outclass against opposition. What is the secret behind that?
Nothing much. We just we trust our game, then execute it in the ground. That's all.
Well, what would be the target in your mind to put on the board?
140 plus is a good total, I think, and we bowl second is good. Nice.
Well, give us a good game.
Thank you.
Well, so the news from the centre is that Prim Transport, they won the toss and they have opted to bowl first.
Well, that's the news out from the center. Prim Transport winning the toss and elected to field first. Let's have a look at the squads here. Rafiq Zaman, Riaz Khalik, Amjad Gul, Mehban Shah, Afridi Irfanullah, Amjad Khan, Saqib Khan, Dawood Ijaz, Farhan Babar, Muhammad Dawood, Hidayatullah Ayubi. And for CSS Group, Rojit Ganesh, Abhiram Ritwik, Vishnu Raj, Nipun Babu, Albin Alias, Zohaib Khan, Ranjit Mani, Atul Ravindran, Srinath, Yasir Ahmed and Hamir Hamza. And it's time for me to introduce you to my co-commentator, Craig, adding all the way from Zimbabwe. Craig, welcome to the match.
Thank you so much, Rizwan, for that warm welcome. If you are just joining us, this is the Royal Phoenix Clinic, 35th edition of the Ramadan League. In today's match, we have CSS Group playing against Prim Transport. We have Mujahid Raza as one of the match officials there, Rizwan.
Well, absolutely. Alongside Zohaib Khan is the opening batter for CSS Group. He's been slightly off color in the tournament, not been in the runs category, but he's definitely a very destructive batter out there. And the bowling proceedings will be started by Riaz Khalik, who's a left-arm spinner.
It is a great thing to see that most of these teams nowadays, they are starting with slow bowlers, which is, a step away from the traditional cricket that we used to see, where you know that the first couple of overs you'll be having the fast bowlers coming in.
Well, absolutely, and we've seen that. I mean, thanks to MS, the great legendary cricketer MS Dhoni, bringing in Ravichandran Ashwin to bowl in the power play, and rightly so. That's been adapted across different parts of the world. And Zohaib will start the batting.
We are just waiting for the proceedings here to start. We are most likely to be treated to good cricket here from these two teams, Rizwan.
Absolutely, they both are equally poised teams. and it's the last league game of the Ramadan T20 league here, and following we'll be having the knockout starting right away.
Here we go. Play has started here. Started off with a good ball there, Rizwan.
Well, I thought for a second there was a slight edge. That's why the bowler was extremely disappointed there. We'll have to watch out for the replay. And Ranjit Mani will be the batter who will be alongside Zohaib to open the innings for CSS Group.
There goes Riaz with his second delivery there. No turn, it was just a straight ball.
Well, these batters, I tell you what, Craig, most of the batters, they like pace on offer and they like to cash in on that power play. With the way Prim Heights Transport are operating, they're not giving any width on offer. Gives himself a bit of room. It's been skied up in the air, and that would be the first maximum. What a way to start the innings for CSS Group.
What a great way to start the innings. This is the third ball of the first over, and already we are seeing boundary six there that we have just witnessed there. And I hope that we are going to be seeing more boundaries raining in this match, Rizwan.
Well, absolutely. And Zohaib, if he gets going, he's absolutely destructive. I mean, it's just a case of finding the rhythm for him. Once he gets going, Zohaib, I mean, you can watch him all day, all night long.
It will be interesting to see how this first over is going to end, considering that they have already started punching boundaries in the very first over. The great ball there from Riaz, completely missed by the batsman, and he records a dot ball.
Well, and it's a must-win game for CSS Group to qualify for the quarterfinals. If they lose, they will be playing the plate. 7 districts juniors are placed currently at 2. They've played all of their matches. Well, that's a wayward delivery. You can't expect that to bowl at this level of the game. Coming in short and a wide delivery. Well,
5 runs donated to team CSS Group there by wayward bowling from Riaz.
well, there's no dew in there. I mean, you can easily grip the ball. I'm just trying to understand what went wrong there.
Well, it happens sometimes, as a bowler, maybe he held on to the ball a little bit harder. So when he tried to release it, and then it came out, and that resulted in that wayward delivery there.
Well, it's pretty much simple equation for CSS Group. Win the game, get yourself into the quarterfinals. This is a pre-quarter for them. If they lose, they're playing the bottom pool. Prim Heights Transport would be playing the bottom pool, as they have not won any game so far. So they will eye for those critical 2 points. CSS Group, after first over, they are 11 for no loss. And the new bowler in for Prim Heights Transport will be Meherban Shah Afridi. Has been hitting the right lens, hitting the deck really hard. The left arm seamer. It'll be interesting to see how he will go about his journey in this contest. He's got a deep square leg in position and a long on, a wide long on. Gully, point, cover, extra cover and short mid-wicket inside the circle. Good delivery, right on the money. Ranjit gets off the mark, and CSS group have started off pretty well.
Serious, aggressive batsman, and I hope that tonight is going to be his night.
Well, we will definitely look out for some fireworks coming from the blades of CSS group. Must-win game for them, and I can guarantee you all the players and the management of 7 district juniors will be glued to the television watching this match out, because if Prim Heights Transport win this contest, 7 district juniors will qualify to the next round.
It's going to be a very exciting match for me, because 90 to 95% of the players that are playing in 7 districts juniors, they are from Sharjah Cricket Academy, so it will be really an interesting match.
Well, in the slot, clearing the infield with ease, Zoeb gets a boundary.
Yeah, I think he gave him too much room there on that occasion, and all he needed to do was just to open his arms, and he did exactly that, and he was rewarded for that effort with a 4 boundary.
A good shot, and they managed to pick up boundary in the previous over and as well as in this, the maximum in the previous over. This is exactly what you want when you're playing that power play. Get as many runs as possible, capitalize the power play, lay the perfect foundation for your team, and get to a formidable total in a must-win contest. That's a good delivery from Meherban, coming in towards the left-hand batter.
So this is what happens in a match when, you know, people are present on the field. They, you know, as in mentally, there was no run there, but they ended up getting a single there. This is the kind of cricket that we would love to see, especially at this level of you know, play.
With Ranjit, Mani will have to spend some time out there at the center, get used to the conditions. He's been slightly off color in this tournament. The top order batters have not fired for CSS group, and as we speak, he's launched it towards that cow corner. Will just get a single, but he would have definitely enjoyed that shot coming off the middle of the bat.
A great piece of fielding there from Prim Heights Transport fielder. It wasn't an easy one. He really had to sprint from the rob there to try and reach for that ball, and he managed to do that, which is a much needed save.
Correct. For any openers, the first thing to do is when they come out to bat in the power play, when the ball is shining, and when you hit the new ball out of the park, it gives you a different pleasure altogether. Especially when you're playing the red ball, the kookaburra, and the white as well under the lights. When you're getting it right off the middle of the bat, the kind of confidence that it gives you and the pleasure is what I'm talking about. Well, it's definitely amazing.
Absolutely. That brings us to the end of the over. 18 for 2, 18 for naught in 2 overs.
Right then, Riaz will bowl his second over. He's given away that 5 wides, if you've realized, and a maximum that got him those 11 runs. Zoeb 11 of 10 and Ranjit 2 of 2. Waiver delivery down towards the leg. He's not in the control of the delivery, Riaz. We've noticed that in the previous over as well, and I'm not too sure what he is upset about. It's his fault out there.
And the thing is, he's trying to grip the ball a bit too hard. You know, these are the results of that kind of action. But let's hope that he's gonna, regain his confidence and bowl in the right channels.
That was a beautiful delivery. Back of length, off pace, not giving any width on offer. This is exactly what he should be looking at, bowling in those channels. And Riaz just probably, it's what he's trying to be, is trying to be away from the blades of these two batters. That's exactly what could have led to those extras in the previous over and even this one.
I think he knows what he's bowling against. He knows that these guys are quite capable of, smashing him. So he's trying as much as he can to avoid that. But on that last occasion there, that ball ended up, spinning away, way away from the batsman.
Oh, definitely, I could see that, and rightly so. I reckon they've brought a slip in place, and that's a very good move. When you have the ball spinning away from the right-hander, creating that angle, going towards the slip cordon. Watchfully played. Well, he can afford to do that, Ranjit, because he can cover that deficit down the line.
After all, they've done well in terms of putting runs on the board. They are not under any pressure. So far, so good.
Switch hit coming in play, and he succeeds. Ranjit Mani was watchful for the past 3 deliveries, and he decides, enough mate, I've had enough of this, let me dispatch you for a boundary.
This is exactly what we were saying earlier on, that they're not under any pressure. So whenever they get a ball that allows them to hit a boundary, they should do that. And that is exactly what Ranjit Mani did there.
Reminds me of Glenn Maxwell, how strong he is when he plays those switch hits. Watchfully played, that will be a single, the right way to do so. You've got a boundary, and then you milk a single the next delivery.
A ball to go there in that over. Riaz has conceded about 17 runs so far of the 11 balls that he has bowled.
Well, a boundary will get them to 30 runs, which will be 10 runs and over. That's exactly what they will be eyeing for. Currently, they're placed at 8 runs and over. Get as many as possible. This is exactly what I feel you've got to do in a must-win game. Pre-quarters for you. And CSS group will definitely go all guns blazing tonight.
They really need to take advantage of each and every delivery and get as many runs as possible. Nicely bowled there. At least they didn't consider boundary.
Well, that's the end of the over number 3. CSS are 25 for no loss. Well, Meherban to continue. And Craig, we've discussed this yesterday. We played a small game of guess, and you thought they would achieve 108. They managed to get to 102 yesterday. What is your opinion about what score that CSS group would put forward tonight?
My prediction will be around 195.
195. I'll take that. Anything within the bracket of 10 will still be acceptable. 195 is what Craig has informed us tonight. He was spot on, close to 5 runs yesterday when a game was played between TVSL group. And Meherban into his second delivery. Didn't quite time it. Straight to the fielder, no damage done. Well, it's good for Zohaib to spend some time out there. Once he is there, get used to the conditions where he can accelerate as and when required, shift those gears and change the momentum into their favor. Well, short ball, and Zohaib showing his class and stamping his authority in style. Look at that shot, played towards that mid-wicket region for a maximum.
Right, 2 fours and 2 sixes so far. Let's just quickly watch that replay there. That, came up a little bit, and it was around the rib area, the core area rather, and it makes it easy for any normal batsman to smash that.
Absolutely. Zohaib has moved on to 18 or 14 deliveries. And the idea of Prim Heights Transport should ideally be to get these top batters out as soon as possible. Well, you need to have something going into the plate, get a win for yourself that will give you a confidence. When you have 3 losses at a stretch, the confidence level will be low for the team going into the plate knockouts as well.
And coming to the run rate there, it has gone up now. It's around 9.3, partnership of 31. A good start for team CSS group.
A beautiful delivery, excellent stuff, appeal, but Mujahid Raza certainly not interested. You could see that movement away from the left-hander there. Zohaib right away respecting that good delivery on offer. But there's a match going on between 7 districts and 7 districts juniors at the ICC Academy, and some of their reserve players are in the stadium watching this match out very closely, as the result would define which team will play the next quarter-final.
Right, there goes Meraban. A little bit of movement there away from the batsman, and the batsman took advantage of that. It was just a matter of angling the ball, and it went down straight for a 4.
Well, opening the phase of the bat at the right time. That's exactly what he's done. Zohaib, have a look at that. Brilliant. And playing towards that deep third region for another boundary. The runs are coming thick and fast now for CSS group. They've moved on to 35 in just 3.5 overs.
So we have a delivery to go now from Meraban. What would you do as a bowler in such a situation, Rizwan?
The best thing that I would do is not to come and bowl. Well, another boundary. And Zohaib is on fire. He's managed to cash in the opportunities provided to him. He's raised on to 26 and he's managed to get that run rate close to 10 runs. 39 for no loss after 4. .39 for no loss after 4 overs. And to answer your question, Craig, I mean, you've got to be absolutely spot on with your lines and lens when you're bowling to a batter of Zohaib's caliber. Hit those right areas and maintain those channels. That's exactly what will fetch you a wicket. If you're offering half volleys and short pitch deliveries for a set batter, you will definitely go for runs. Irfan Ullah, the new bowler out at the center, starts off. Opportunity if that was a direct hit and there was a bit of mix up there. Zohaib sent him back and immediately they have a communication.
Right, good starter from Katak. All he needs to do now is to make sure that he keeps pitching the ball in the right areas. As you rightly said earlier, he shouldn't try to do anything fancy there. There's nothing wrong with being creative, but he shouldn't just overdo it.
Well, more often than not, the batters in the power play, they tend to give away the wicket. It's very rare that we see that bowlers actually earn a wicket. And wayward delivery this time around, just away from the tram line. So you, as a bowler, you've got to earn the wicket. In order to earn those wickets, you need to hit those right areas, right channels. When a batter is out there, we have top-notch teams who play fearless cricket right from the ball one. So they throw the wicket. It's not that the bowlers actually earned it.
Absolutely. I just wonder what the captain is. Is that the captain? If I'm not mistaken, that should be the captain. Is he not the captain?
Well, Rafiq Zaman is the captain.
All right.
And I reckon he's been given the responsibility to do the captaincy tonight.
But all the same, I think that was good advice from a teammate there. Just keep it in a position where he won't be able to play it. You see, these are the things that they need to avoid.
And rightly so, it was sent back by Ranjit Mani. That could have definitely been a run out. And I think Irfan Khatak is slightly struggling out there. I'm not quite sure if he's all right there.
Some first aid there being done by a fellow player there, and just trying to see if he helps them out. But it's a 44 not here, 4.2 overs gone.
But at the same time, it's the month of Ramadan that is going on. There's fasting that most of the players observe, and there are possibility factors of cramps. You've got to be careful, and at the same time, it's the fitness levels, the amount of cricket these youngsters and the players play. You need to have that perfect balance. You've got to be careful.
Absolutely. There comes Katak with his third delivery. That came off the edge. It should have been their first break there, but that wasn't the case. It came out of the keeper's glove there, Rizwan.
Well, I thought for a second that was Oliver Khan in place, trying to catch that as a goalkeeper. He did everything right. Let's have a look at the replay. There you go. Full stretch, but he could not hold on to it. Nevertheless, a good effort from the keeper, and Ranjit Mani survives.
And it looks like it's getting worse for the bowler there, Kartak. As you can see in the frame there, he's limping. And looks like they're calling in a new ball, a fielder to replace him.
It's better for him to rest if he's not actually doing well. Don't worsen the injury. If you have an issue, you might as well take some rest, get some medical treatment and get back. But if you're not, it's always better to avoid rather than stressing yourself.
Absolutely. 4.5 overs gone, 41 for naught.
Right, we've noticed there was an injury, and Amjad Khan will finish off that 3 deliveries for Prim Heights Transport.
It's not an easy thing to do. But he has to wear his armor and go for the battle.
Short ball played straight down, no damage done. I'll tell you what, it reminds me of an incident. I'm actually a top order batter, and we had an instance where in a domestic match, one of the bowlers got injured, and I was raising my hand to my skipper that give me an opportunity to bowl, and he never trusted me, and apparently that opportunity that I got, I was able to pick up a couple of wickets, and from then on, I become a full-time bowler to the team. So when you get those opportunities, you might as well cash onto them.
I think he has done well so far. He has done well so far. I hope the captain is going to trust him with the ball in the next game if they happen to proceed in this tournament.
Absolutely. Last delivery. Opportunity slightly away. He could have certainly enjoyed if it would have been taken. 5 overs gone. CSS Group 43 for no loss. Right. 5 overs, 43 for no loss. They're 39 for no loss in the 4 overs. They've managed to get only 4 runs off the last over. And Rafiq Zaman is the skipper of Prim Transport. And they will definitely have a go at him. He usually comes and bowls after the power play. And Ranjit Mani has open mid-wicket area to aim at. Oh, beautiful delivery. That spun in towards the right-hander.
A good start there from Rafiq. He started off with a dot ball. But if you can see here, the onside is very open. They have fully barricaded the offside. Hopefully, they will pick up a wicket in this over.
Played with soft hands. A quick single taken. Well, he's been impressive so far. Was taken to cleaners in a recent match. Gave away too many runs. Usually prefers to bowl after the power play, but he's decided, well, let me handle both of these youngsters out there. They've got a interesting field setup. They've got a mid-wicket for Zohaib and a wide long off. Wayward delivery. Easy pickings for Zohaib. And they will definitely cash on this last over of power play.
Anyone could have hit a boundary off that kind of a delivery there from Rafiq. It's way on the leg side, and all he needed to do was to just swing his bat, make sure that there is contact, and then you'll get rewarded with the 4 boundary.
Well, Zohaib is looking absolutely dangerous out there. As we speak, he's moved on to 31 of just 20 deliveries. But they need to find a way to get him out. Slashed and slashed in style. Another boundary for Zohaib. Well, he's making it look so easy. The previous one on the leg side and this one towards that point region. And Rafiq Zaman will have to wear his thinking cap on and come with a different plan.
That's all he needs to do at this stage of the game. And you know, the good thing about the way these guys are batting is, I think the captain, it was a good strategy from the captain, you know, having a right and left-handed batsman, you know, the batters coming in. It causes a little bit of, you know, struggles for the bowlers.
Hammered. Was a case of a replay, I would say, from the previous delivery. Another boundary for Zohaib. As we were talking about 4 overs from the previous over and 13 runs already considered of the first 5 deliveries. And CSS Group are in a very, very strong position as they have capitalized the power play to perfection. No wickets lost. They are in a very strong position right now.
Absolutely. All they need to do now is just to maintain this rate in terms of scoring and get as many boundaries as possible to see if they can get to reach around that 190, 195 prediction that we gave earlier.
6 overs gone, 56 for no loss. Well, a young star of Prim Heights Transport has been introduced into the attack. I've never seen him bowl actually. This is the first time I'm watching Hidayatullah Ayubi taking the onus to come and bowl after the power play. It will be a great contest up against the two set batters.
He's quite a decent bowler. He's a product of Sharjah Cricket Academy, recently called up for the under-16s ECB team. And also he made it into the probables of the Sharjah Cricket Council Inter-Emirates team. He's quite a decent player, and he is related to Gurbaz, the great Gurbaz. He's his brother-in-law, so I'm sure.
Well, thank you so much for the introduction of this young lad. I should have done my homework in advance. Apologies for that. But I tell you what, he's spinning really well. Well, and it's an opportunity for this young lad to come out and bowl to these batters who are completely set out there. Highly skilled and talented batter, Zoeb. If he can get his wicket, what a moment it would be for Hidayatullah.
There he goes with his third delivery. Is that going to be a boundary? It doesn't look like. So far he has done well as a youngster. Half an over bowled, only 2 runs have been considered. We have seen, senior players coming in, getting blasted all over, conceding more than 10 runs. So well done to Hidayatullah.
Especially when we play against the youngsters, Craig, there's always this debate in the dressing room. We will come to it shortly. Didn't quite time it. Falls short of the fielder towards that wide long on region. Well, the debate basically goes like this. You're playing up against a youngster. If you tend to hit him, they'll come back and tell you you've just hit a youngster. If he takes your wicket, they'll come back and tell you, oh, you've thrown your wicket to a young guy who's out there. So it's always debatable. But I tell you what, these youngsters are quite deceptive. You've got to be absolutely spot on. He's maintained those channels really well. Didn't offer much width. And I think it's a good start for him.
A delivery to go in this over. Hidayatullah has done well so far. But we are yet to see if he's going to finish his over with beautiful figures there. And that brings us to the end of this over. 60 for no loss in 7. Awesome. Welcome to the Combox.
Thank you, Craig. Good evening to all the cricket lovers who've joined in from across the globe. It's Prim Heights taking on CSS Group. And the news that came in from the toss was that Prim Heights won the toss, elected to bowl first. And I think CSS have done a fair, decent job knowing how tricky this wicket is.
So far, so good. But we are yet to see if the decision that the skipper took is going to be rewarding for him. Zohaib, he's on 42 of 28 deliveries, and Ranjit Mani, 12 of 16. And I think it's going to be 13 of 17 deliveries there. Rafiq, quite expensive. 15 runs conceded in just 1.5 overs.
Very ambitious looking appeal there. Definitely not going to go his way for sure. Pitching down the leg, missing it as well. So Rafiq, well, who had a very interesting first ball of a spell that turned sharply into Ranjit Mani. And Ranjit has been kept silent for a while now. Trying to go aggressive. Again, that ball pitching, moving away. Ranjit anticipating some sort of inward movement, just erring in that prediction.
There he goes in with his fifth delivery there, kept within the circle. CSS managed to grab a single off that misfield.
That was hit really hard at Dawood. Just couldn't hold on to that one. I think one of the reasons that's been given as a wide, have to re-ball that one. And one of the reasons why they've opted to field first is because of the decent amount of batting lineup that they have, in the form of Dawood Ijaz, they have Amjad Gul, they have Farhan Babar behind the stumps. Compared to their bowling, their batting looks pretty decent.
Let's see how everything is going to turn out at the end of, the match. That brings us to the end of the over. 67 for no loss in 8.
Hidayatullah will be continuing here. A very good delivery, wrong on pitching, moving away. Just not getting the best of connections there, Zohaib. Zohaib looks promising compared to the last match that we saw against Karwan, where he just played a rash shot to get out to Awais Ali Shah. It looks pretty promising.
Hidayatullah, 5 runs considered in the 7 balls that he has bowled. Is that going to go into their fielder's hands? Oh, he dropped it.
It did went into the fielder's hands, and he just made a mockery out of that opportunity. Could have easily been the first wicket for the youngster Hidayatullah. A switch hit coming in from Ranjit, straight into the hands of the fielder, in and out.
The delivery coming in. They will only get a single off that. It's 70 runs here for team CSS. No wicket lost, 8.5 overs bowled.
Pulled away in the gap, and it will go all the way for a boundary. So welcome boundary for Ranjit Mani, and he needed to up the ante, and he's done that pretty nicely. A loosener, half tracker, and had to be dispatched, and Ranjit doing that pretty nicely, rocking onto the back foot and playing it towards cow corner. No chance for the fielder.
Eight fours so far in this first innings of the match between CSS and Prim Heights Transport. Hidayatullah is still attacking. Very well bowled from the youngster there, Asim.
Well, he continued to bowl those wrong uns despite bowling the shorter boundary against Ranjit Mani, and that was mighty close to that off stick. Very good bowling. That's one of the reasons why they say being a leg spinner is not easy. You need to keep on tossing the ball up and ensure you're giving that loop, because you might get hit for runs, but that is the exact way you can pick up wickets. Well, we'll talk more about that. 9 gone, it's 75 for no loss.
Just hit it just over the wicket keeper there, Hassan.
Not regular bowlers here in the side. Maybe Dawood Ijaz can be a decent option as well for Prim Heights. He can roll his fingers over, and he has the knack of bowling those slower ones, back of hand slower ones, and the nature of the wicket will do justice to his bowling style for sure. Off the back foot, punches it towards the long off. Will be very interesting to see the readiness of Prim Heights Transport as to how much are they okay to chase down. Batting relatively heavier as compared to their bowling. I'm not surprised with that decision of bowling first. Even if the standing captain Amjad Khan wasn't really sure as to why they want to bowl first.
46 of 33 deliveries, that's Zoyeb there, and Ranjit Mani is on 23 of the 24 deliveries that came his way. Not a beautiful start for Dawood, but he's one solid bowler who is capable of getting wickets when it really matters.
Well, that's been placed over wide of long off, and that will be a maximum for Ranjit. That will give him a lot of confidence. That was bread and butter, pitched right up and had to be dispatched, and he dispatched it with precision. Maximum. Look at that reaction from Amjad Gul. He's not happy. He knew where he would have hit that ball had that been served to him. Slightly back of length again on the back foot, and will adjust for a single. Dawood has been relatively expensive here in this over. 11 already conceded with 1 ball to go. Bowling to the shorter boundary against the left-handed Zohaib.
It's a good thing to see the switch of roles here between these two batsmen here. Zohaib is on 46 of 33. Swept it beautifully there, and it goes out for a boundary. That should take him to his half turn. Very well played, Zohaib.
That's a top knock. It was required before they get into the quarterfinal stages. That sort of a knock would definitely boost his confidence. 10 gone, it's 90 for no loss. It's Hidayatullah who's operating from the SCA end. And you can see Amjad Gul, who is leading the troops inside the ground, inside the field of play. Well, he's not happy with the way things are going, or with the way things are being leaked. The runs are being leaked. Hidayatullah, well, he has been very promising. Oh, beautifully bowled. Pitched, moved away, wrong un. And he's predominantly relying more on his wrong uns there.
Absolutely. He's quite an intelligent bowler. I've seen him playing in academy games, even in Inter-Emirates games. He's quite a smart bowler.
Oh, indeed. Is he a part of Sharjah Cricket Academy?
Yes, he is. No wonder why I'm touting him so much.
Absolutely, no wonder.
We have CSS group here now on 92 for no loss in 10.3 overs. Zohaib has just gotten his, oh, that was smudged pretty hard there, but beautiful fielding from the man in the deep, and that ball did not cross the boundary. It will be quite interesting to see how Zohaib is going to start playing from now that he has scored a 50. Again, there's going to be a switch of roles here in terms of, being aggressive on the bowlers. We saw earlier on, Zohaib was the one who was leading, and when he reached around 40, 42 overs, they switched the roles, and Ranjit started attacking more. Oh, he gave him too much room there, and there he goes. He gets his first wicket there. Very well bowled to the youngster. Zohaib departs for 51 off the 35 deliveries that came his way. And that dismissal is what is going to open a lot of opportunities for Team Prim Heights Transport to try and make sure that they get rid of even Ranjit Mani, who's been on the wicket there a bit longer. Zohaib Khan, an excellent knock. He departs for 51, a strike rate of around 141.7, a couple of boundaries there. New man coming onto the crease there. Hidayatullah has picked up an all-important wicket there from Team CSS. And it will be interesting to see how things are going to turn out now that he has managed to dislodge one of the guys who was very threatening. Vishnu Raj, a left-handed batter, quite a talented batter, who on a good day would really punch countless boundaries. There goes the youngster there in the frame. Hidayatullah Ayubi, son to Mr. Ayubi, the owner of Kabul Zalmi team, I beg your pardon. I think he got too excited there on that last delivery there, and he ended up bowling a wide. But considering that he took an all-important wicket of Zohaib, he has done well for himself, considering that he's only 15 years old, playing against highly experienced senior men here. So that brings us to the end of the over number 11, and 95 for the loss of one. be. Very talented youngster who claimed the scalp of the feared Zohaib, who departed after scoring 51 of 36 deliveries. 96 for 1 is the score, 11.1 overs bowled. That's a reverse switch there that did not work out on that occasion there. Ranjit trying to be creative, but it ended up coming onto the lower edge of the bat and almost got stuck. Got stuck in his pads there. There goes the third delivery. Again, getting a bit creative, but there's a fielder there. Just a single was managed off that effort there. 97 for 1 in 11.3. Played off the back foot, and he only gets a single of that Vishnu.
Well, an important breakthrough coming in for Prim Heights, and that too the danger man, the set batter, who was doing the bulk of scoring, Zohaib. That's been drilled down. Amjad Gul manning that area. He has double duties here. With the lack of resource, especially who are strong on the long boundaries, Amjad has to go from one long off to the other, and he's doing a remarkable job on that front, taking the onus on himself, responsibility. Ball to go here in the 12th over. Again played up and above. Amjad drops that. Well, taking a bit too casual, and looks like it has gone all the way for a maximum. Not expected from Amjad Gul. We just praised him right now. Not even 30 seconds back, and he drops one. It looks like he came in way inside, and as a result, just couldn't backpedal enough. Maximum to finish the over. 12 gone, 105 for 1.
I might need you to please stay because I have to take vaccination for my umrah. Okay. To go for about 45 minutes and be back. So I'll cover it up for you on the second match.
That's played straight as an arrow over the bowler's head. Well, Ranjit Mani says, well, I had enough of Hidayatullah. Let me go after him.
It's a very painful sight for me as a coach, you know, seeing my student getting dispatched for a 6 day, for a 4, especially after, you know, claiming the scalp of a great batsman like Zohaib.
Looks like you weren't anticipating Hidayatullah to play this game, and one of the reasons why I don't see your pen and paper with you to make notes.
Yeah, looking at how things were looking out, I didn't think he was going to play, but that was an excellent delivery there, Asim, from Hidayatullah.
That's a very good comeback delivery, and this is where you have to be spot on. 110 for 1 at the moment. Vishnu batting on 9 of 4, and Ranjit 39 of 34. Played it in the gap, looking for that second run. He's screaming through for that second, and looks like he's made it comfortably. A reaction from the umpire says it all.
Absolutely. I was just waiting to see if the umpire was going to send it upstairs, because from the look of things here, it looked like Hidayat had gotten him, but the umpire said no. He didn't even see if there was a need to go upstairs to just check if maybe he got in a little bit late. There he goes again. He gets a single, pushing his score to 12. Ranjit Mani, 39 of 34. 113 runs off the 12.4 ball overs that have been played so far. Is that going to be a wide? Yes, wide signal came there from the umpire. Ball number 5 from Hidayatullah there. He gave it a lot of flight, and he got rewarded for that. Not with a wicket, but by stopping these guys from scoring boundaries.
Well, nicely swept, but there is a fielder manning that area in the deep. Amjad Gul, this time towards the square leg. End of the 13th over, it's 116 for 1.
Sure. No problem. I heard it's now mandatory to get that flu vaccine before traveling.
You know what, I could drag as much as possible to avoid the vaccination during the COVID time.
Oh, okay.
I had to
ब्लेजर चेक कर लो मेरा आ रहा है आपको लेके आया था
116 runs on the board, 13 overs bowled. There goes Rafiq there. He comes in for his third over. Started off well. His third over with a dot ball. Vishnu is on strike. 13 of 8 deliveries. Great ball there from Rafiq. 2 dot balls. Right, allow me to welcome my co-commentator here, Rizwan. Welcome back.
Thank you very much, Craig. Waiver delivery from Rafiq Zaman. Been slightly expensive, I would say. He came in to bowl into the power play, went for quite a few runs in the last over of the power play. They were 56 for no loss after 6 overs. And I would say Prim Heights have managed to get things back slightly in their control. And after the departure of Zohaib, Vishnu has played the aggressor role and Ranjit is still playing the second fiddle out there.
Great comeback there from Rafiq. 4 balls bowled. He has only conceded around 3 runs. 117 runs on the board now.
Oh, beautiful delivery. Beautiful. It did slightly spun in towards the batter away from that off stick. And Rafiq Zaman would have certainly enjoyed that.
This is how Rafiq should have bowled right from the onset. In this over, it seems he did his homework while he was just observing things there a couple of overs back. And now I think he now knows what needs to be done.
Well, that's been played over the point region, falling short of the fielder there, and that will just be a single. 14 overs gone, 119 for 1. Right then, Riaz comes back into the attack, was wavered, started off in the power play, he bowled 2 overs, 18 runs towards his name, but I think most of them coming from extras as well. They're in control, Prim Heights. Ranjit has to shift his gears.
What is happening to Riaz tonight? I think he's trying to bowl way too much, from an angle and trying to get to use the shoulder there to get that extra spin. But on this occasion it worked, but previously it didn't work out well for him.
Well, Vishnu will have no mercy on him. Left-hander to a left-hander. And he will definitely fancy his chances to go towards that mid-wicket region or the cow corner. I understand it's the longer side of the boundary. Anything drifting down towards the leg, he will try to cash on to it. Vishnu 14 of 12 is looking good out there. But as I said, Ranjit will have to accelerate.
He needs to. He's been there longer. So by now he fully understands how the pitch is behaving. It's high time he starts smashing boundaries here.
Well, it's a good shout, but it's just the height factor that could not have gone into the favor of Riaz there. Let's have a look at it. Asif, the umpire. Ooh, that was close. Probably an inch above, I would reckon. And good umpiring from Asif. He's been officiating international matches as well. Hit hard, drilled down the ground. That'll be cut off. But they've managed to pull things back in control. That's exactly what I'm trying to tell you, Craig. 122 for 1 in the 15th over. Prim Heights will take it. They've got a very good batting lineup.
Yeah, I think it all comes back to Ranjit. I think he has slowed down in terms of his aggression there. He needs to do more so that he can put his team in a comfortable position.
Goes big, clearing the infield at the point region. Will get a couple of runs. Didn't quite time it. And you can see that from the expression of Riaz. Well, he's been lucky out there, Ranjit. Got a couple of chances which went in his favor. And they're looking okay at the moment. But as you mentioned at the beginning of the innings, they should be targeting about 190 just to give them a fair bit of chance.
124 for the loss of 1 in 14.4 overs. That is 4.5 rather.
Tried the switch hit yet again, beaten for a slow off-pace delivery, couldn't quite connect, and straight into the hands of the keeper. Played with soft hands will get them a single, and Ranjit will hold strike. 15 overs gone, 125 for 1. Right then, Ranjit 45 of 40, Vishnu 15 of 14, Rafiq Zaman none for 22 of 3 overs. 5 overs left, 30 legal deliveries. Can they get another 50 to 60 runs on board? Remember, it's a pre-quarters for them. If they lose, they go play the plate. If they win, they fancy their chances in the cup quarterfinals.
Basing on the runs that they have put on the board now, it's going to be very difficult for them to be in that winning position. 125 and 15, they'll need to put in at least 50 more of the remaining 4-5 overs.
And as we speak, Rafiq finally strikes. He gets the set batter, Ranjit, back to the dugout. Tried to charge down the wicket, couldn't quite time it, and straight into the hands of the fielder. Rafiq Zaman would have certainly enjoyed that. Ranjit will have to depart after a steady innings.
Yeah, he really held on to that one there. Had he dropped that, I'm sure we're going to see a lot of aggression coming from Ranjit Mani. But all the same, he's departed for 45 of the 42 deliveries with a strike rate of around 107. Of that was 1-6 and 3-4 boundaries there. That has pushed the score to 125 for the loss of 2 in 15.2. Ganesh, right-handed batter, has just walked in. Let's see what he has in store for us.
Well, he's a destructive batter, Rojit Ganesh as well. I've seen him play in the at the ICC Academy and a couple of tournaments in the UAE. Well, he's definitely that hard hitter of the cricket ball, has a responsibility. He's the skipper of the team. Well, he will fancy his chances to go and get as many as runs as possible on board. But Rafiq Zaman has impressed me out tonight. He was off colour in the previous outing, but he's managed to pull things back into his control.
Absolutely. Nicely played down the ground there. Are they going to get a double or it's just going to be a single? Single is good enough. Very well bowled Rafiq.
Using all his vintage and experience and the exposure. He's been playing since his teenage, I would say, and he still loves his game, and the passion that he has for the game is absolutely impressive. I used to think when I turn towards 40 or 50, will I actually have the interest in the game? But these people like Rafiq Zaman are actually showing us the love for the game, and rightly so. Beautiful delivery. Vishnu tried to charge him down, but didn't quite connect straight to the fielder.
Just a single delivery left there in his fourth over. Oh, very well bowled Rafiq. What a smart way of ending his the spell there. 126 for 6 and for the loss of 2 in 16.
Right, Craig. Dawood has been expensive. None for 25 for him off his 2 overs. 4 overs left. They're looking, the momentum is completely shifted towards Prim Heights Transport. They're consistent with the spin and slow bowling, and that's been the key to success for them. They are trying to, spoil the party for the CSS group to ensure they don't enter the quarterfinals, and 7 districts juniors are observing this match quite closely. Well, that was in the slot. Yet again, that off-pace delivery, not allowing the batter to free his arms, unable to get to the pitch of the ball, caught the bottom end of the bat, and it'll just be a single. Well, I'm quite impressed with the way Prim Heights Transport have got their things back in control, as in the power play, CSS group were cruising. I thought of call it a commentator's curse. I just and when we were appreciating the fact that Dawood was bowling well, he's been hammered for a boundary towards that mid-wicket region. Well, they will have to shift gears, and it's time for them. They've got few deliveries left in the over, and 3 more overs coming up after this. Prim Heights Transport giving everything out there. They've got a very strong batting lineup, as we discussed a little while ago as well. It'll be interesting to see how and to what score they will contain them.
Played on the back foot again, and he got rewarded there by a single. 135 for 2. 16.5 overs.
Well, Asif, the Empire, alongside Mujahid Raza, I've known Mr. Asif for a very, very long time, has been in the domestic circuit as well as towards the A Division League as well. That's a huge appeal from the bowler, and Asif absolutely not interested. He's unmoved at all, and looks like bowler is not happy. But look at that. That was pitching down the leg clearly, and that the experience of Asif coming into play. 17 overs gone, 135 for 2. Right, Riaz into his third over. Came back well in the third over. Was expensive in the first 2. And has got a role to play. Well, I fail to understand as a bowler, when you're trying to hold that throw, you've got to be behind the stumps. And he was completely away. But these are the tiny little mistakes as you address the other side also. These are the things which the coaches and the management will look at, make a note of it. And when you progress further into the tournaments and the new tournaments that you come up with, you need to iron out those issues.
Absolutely. You know, these are schoolboy mistakes that these guys are making. But, you know, sometimes it happens due to the amount of pressure that you'll be under. Great delivery there. It was more of a full toss. But the good thing is no boundary came off that. And we have
Rafiq Zaman.
Rafiq Zaman there, I think he got a slight injury there. It's a little bit of limping from him. But all the same, the game continues. 137 for the loss of 2.
Well, that should have been hit for cleaners. It was a hit-me delivery, and Rojit played it as if he was playing a test match out there. I would have certainly cashed on that opportunity. Let's have a look at the replay if you have it. Rojit missing out on a big opportunity to hit a maximum. Have a look at that. That should have been hit really hard.
I agree. I agree, absolutely. Riaz coming in with his 4th delivery.
And Vishnu joins the party. Well, he said he's had enough. And short ball on offer. He's pounced on it and is deposited that towards that mid-wicket region. And a good looking shot from Vishnu. Have a look at that. It was a quicker one and he could connect.
That was an excellent display of, you know, power hitting ability there by Vishnu. 28 runs off 21 deliveries.
Well, you've told us, Craig, that you train these young kids out at your Sharjah Cricket Academy. Alongside training them on the cricketing skills, do you also train them on the mental health and talk about the game pressures when they're playing the games out there? How do you manage the pressure when you're in a situation where you have to perform under pressure? At the tender age of 14, 15, do you reckon that's the right age to train them and address them how to go about these issues?
It is actually the best time to introduce such things to the youngsters. You know, I'll just give you a short, I'll just give you a brief one on the type of coaches that we have. We have players, coaches like Kuram Khan, who was UAE captain. He has played at the highest levels. I have Niazul Islam, who's also a personal coach to Gurbaz and Muhammad Nabi. So these are the things that, you know, the senior players, or those international players rather, focus on, and it has helped us in molding these players like Hidayatullah and
Oh,
many more.
beautiful delivery there from Riaz. But rightly said, these youngsters who come out to the academies in their teenagers, especially 14, 15, 16 years, they are like sponge. You can mold them the way you would want, and they learn really quick.
Absolutely. Oh, that should be gone. Finally, Riaz gets his first wicket there. He was quite expensive, but at least he got rewarded this time around.
Well, he's got a very, very good wicket, and that too of Vishnu Raj, who was looking dangerous out there. Slow one and right in front of the wickets. And look at the celebration from him. He thoroughly has enjoyed that. He departs after scoring 28 of 23. Right, Amjad, he was injured. I reckon he was the second bowler who was brought out to fill in the shoes where the player was injured. He will continue to bowl 18 overs, 144, 2 overs remaining. They will look for at least 25 odd runs on board.
Alban, the new man on the crease, and he wanted to, no, it was Rajith, I beg your pardon, Rajith. 6 runs so far of the 8 deliveries that came his way. And looking at where the overs are now, all they need to start doing now is, you know, hitting big, and he has done exactly that.
Rojit Ganesh finally gets one off the middle of the bat, and credit to him for creating that maximum that was pitched between middle and leg, and easy pickings for Rojit Ganesh. He gets a maximum, and that brings the 150 runs on board for CSS group.
Let's just watch the replay again. It was intelligently timed and properly executed there by Rojit.
Well, I have a question for you, straight up, putting you in the hot spot. How many replacement balls do you need to have when you have batters going bizarre, completely hitting those ballistics maximum, some going onto the road, some going onto the roof? Do you have somebody to go and rescue them, Craig?
Yeah, and we do have more than enough manpower to recover all these balls. And I remember at one occasion, the ball was hit and it even went into one of the shops on the opposite side.
Well, I remember one time I was watching that match live, in fact, and I was in the stands. Kevin Peterson was batting, and it was a half-pitch delivery, and it was towards his middle and leg stump, and he deposited. I don't know where it went. It just flew in no time, and that's Kevin Peterson for you. I love the way he used to bat.
That's the beauty of the game of cricket. And Amjad continues from the Sharjah Cricket Academy end. Again, he gets punched straight. Is it going to go out for a 4? Yes, sir, is one.
Well, absolutely, and he's making things look easy. Rajat Ganesh, a maximum and a boundary in the last two deliveries, increasing the scoring rate as well as the runs on board for CSS group. Can he finish off this over on a high? Knocked him over. Amjad has the last laugh. Going through the gate, trying to play across Amjad, and he finds the timber.
A great piece of bowling there from Amjad. Should I say, great comeback from him after being hit for two boundaries in a row, and then you grab a wicket after that. Kudos to him. Rajat Ganesh walks out after scoring 16 of the 11 deliveries that came his way. I think he's departing with a strike rate of around 145.5.
Right, in comes Srinath. Well, it's difficult for me to pronounce the last name. I would rather rest. I'll call him Srinath. Where we've had instances where the international player Rizwan also has a last name which is difficult to pronounce. It's better you stick with the first name rather than calling it in the wrong way. And Srinath straight away gets off the mark. The first run for him.
155 for the loss of 4 with the delivery to go. Amjad, after bowling very well in the first over where he was introduced, I think he only considered 3 runs off the half an over that he bowled. There he goes again.
Well, in the slot, that's been hammered, and that will be a maximum. An expensive over comes to an end. And CSS group has definitely capitalized on the over from Amjad. 161 for 4 after 19. Right, Dawood starts off pretty well. He gave that loopy delivery, flight in the air, and Srinath couldn't come underneath the ball. But 5 deliveries left. Can they restrict them under 175?
It will be a very, difficult ask, but maybe 170 or 168. I'll bring it down from 195 to 168 now.
Good delivery. This is exactly is the secret to success in a track like this. Don't give pace on offer. Get those slow deliveries. Don't give enough time for batter to premeditate and hit you for those runs. You've got to be extremely careful with your line.
Absolutely. And that goes high up in the air. Oh, comfortably. Should I say?
Comfortably grasped, would you say that?
I was going to say that.
Well, that should have been taken. Dawood, on that occasion, he had all the time in the world to come underneath the delivery, and he did everything right. And towards the end, he grasped it.
19 and a half overs bowled. 166. He hits it up in the air again. 166 now.
Well, CSS group have definitely watching the proceedings out there. They've seen it's not easy to score runs off the spinners, and if you have genuine spinners out there, you might as well start with the spin in the power play and get your fielders in right position and try to go after the wickets to give yourself a fair bit of chance in this contest.
I think that would be the most sensible thing to do. They need to start with the spinners. That should be an easy one to take. Again, nicely and comfortably taken there in the deep. That pushes it to 19.5 overs. Just
Well, look at that shot, Craig. He did everything right. He was able to generate that power, but it's that pace that has been offered to him. You really need to be absolutely spot on to clear those boundaries. And that's exactly what Srinath tried to do, only to find the fielder in the deep. He departs after scoring 4 of 4. Right, then Hamza will be the new batter out to the center to face, call it a golden delivery or a platinum delivery, the last ball of the innings. And CSS group 167 for 5. Would they look for a maximum or a boundary that will get them go past the 170 run mark, giving them a slight sort of a psychological advantage going in? But I'll come to it. Hamza facing Dawood. Beautiful delivery. There's an appeal. I don't understand what was the appeal for. And Dawood finishes off with a dot ball. 167 for 5. Well, Zoeb starting the proceedings for CSS group alongside Ranjit. They started off a bit slow, but they cashed on the power play. They scored 51 of 36 for Zoeb, 45 of 42 for Ranjit. Vishnu tried to up the ante, got plumb in front, 28 of 23 for him. Rojit 16 of 11. We'll have a look at the bowling scorecard shortly. Right, the pick of the bowlers for me would be Khatak, although he just bowled 3 deliveries, just given away 2 runs. He was injured. In fact, 1 wicket each for Amjad, Rafiq, Hidayatullah and Dawood. Well, what a bowling performance from Hidayatullah, young lad coming from Sharjah Cricket Academy, and 1 for 33 for Riaz. Tell me about Hidayatullah. I think he's bowled exceptionally well, Craig.
He did excellently tonight, and he's also quite a capable batsman also. So we are hoping to see him, showing us a good display of batting skills there.
Well, that's exactly what Prim Heights Transport need. 168 runs of 20 overs, and we'll dive into a short break, and we'll be back with the second innings live and exclusive from the Sharjah International Cricket Stadium. Well, good evening and welcome to the Sharjah International Cricket Stadium for the Royal Phoenix Clinic 35th Sharjah Ramadan T20 League 2024, powered by FanCode. Winning the toss, and Prim Heights Transport elected to field first, and they've managed to restrict CSS Group for 167 runs on board. They started off really well. Ranjit Mani and Zohaib, 51 for him, and Ranjit Mani managed to score 45. And towards the end, Vishnu and Rojit contributing towards that run score of 167 runs on board. And in response, Prim Heights Transport will have to chase that down, and they're allotted 20 overs. And remember, this is a pre-quarter match for CSS Group. It's a must-win match for them in order to be there in the quarters up again in the cup segment. You have the plate and the cup segment. Top two teams will be battling out for the cup segment, and the bottom two will be playing the plate segment. So it'll be interesting to see how they will go about this run chase. Remember, they've got a lot of firepower, Prim Heights Transport, but it's a different wicket and a lot to offer for spinners, and that's exactly what Prim Heights Transport has done. They've managed to get their spinners on board, and we're able to restrict them to a decent total on board. And rightly so, as we expected, spin being introduced into the attack. They've got the likes of Nipun Babu and a lot of spinners on offer. Farhan Babar will start the proceedings for Prim Heights Transport, a very prolific left-hand batter, alongside Rafiq Zaman, the skipper of Prim Heights Transport. And to start the proceedings, it will be Atul Ravindran, the slow left-arm bowler for CSS Group. And it's time for me to welcome my co-commentator, Craig. What do you see of this match?
It looks like it's going to be a very interesting second innings, considering that CSS Group didn't put much on the board there, and they started off with a cracker of a boundary four there, beautifully caught by Farhan.
But what a way to start the innings, putting pressure right away on the bowler. He waited for that ball to come into his arc and comfortably deposited that towards the deep point region. Farhan Baba gets off the mark of the first delivery, and Ravindran straight away under pressure.
Farhan Baba is known to be a very aggressive batsman, and that aggression is showing there. Great piece of fielding there from CSS Group.
Absolutely. They've got to throw at everything. They've got to be on their A game tonight if they want to qualify for those quarterfinals. They've got an interesting field, a cow corner and a long on in place outside the 30-yard circle. A good delivery.
But for a player like Farhan Baba, he's capable of playing, like a proper 360-degree batsman. So sometimes you will figure out that the field set will not stop him from going crazy.
Oh, absolutely, yes. And once he gets into the groove, he finds his feet, it will be as if he's walking in the park. That's a single, and Rafiq Zaman will face the tunes of Ravindran. But more often than not, Craig, I've noticed the opening batters, irrespective of the team that they're actually playing in, if they have the proper spinners in place, it's not easy to get through them in the power play. If the ball is turning on and it's quick in the air, the arm ball, so you've got to be watchful.
Absolutely, absolutely. This is the first over if you have just joined us. Ravindra bowling from the Sharjah Cricket Academy end. Beautifully played there, but unfortunately no run came out of that effort.
Well, a very good comeback, I would say, from Ravindran after being hit for the boundary of the first delivery. He's managed to put things back into control. Remember the target that chasing down 168 runs, and they need those wickets in the power play to stay on top of the game.
That's all they need to do. Oh, beautiful delivery there. Ended up going up. But this shows that they are under immense pressure there. Okay, 5 for no loss in the first over.
Well, the operating pace from the Bukhatir end, Yasir Ahmed, right arm medium fast, will come out to bowl to Farhan Baba.
Looking at his run up there, I'm sure we are going to be seeing a lot of movement of the ball there. Yasir attacking from the Bukhata end. Beautiful delivery there, Rizwan.
Absolutely spot on. What a way to start off your bowling. Right on the money. It was nibbing in towards the left-hander. He's bowling over the stumps channel and getting that ball to drift in towards the left-hander. We're talking about the seam position and movement. I remember Shaheen Shah Afridi up against India, taking those prize scalps of Rohit Sharma and KL Rahul. What a delight it was to watch. Getting right in front of the wickets, plumb LBWs for you.
I remember watching that match with a friend of mine from India. He shed tears when that Pakistani bowler was, causing commotion in the...
Well, that's been skied up in the air. Opportunity fielder coming underneath it and he's taken it. That is a very, very important wicket. Farhan Baba trying to go big over that point region. Could only find the fielder. Great bowling.
Beautiful, beautiful bowling from CSS, from CSS group. Yasa, the bowler, he did very well on that occasion. He forced him to play it up in the air and he got rewarded by a catch there from Albin.
Well, absolutely magnificent stuff. This is from CSS Group. We'll come and talk about it shortly. Farhan Baba departs. Well, a good breakthrough for CSS Group and Yasir right on the money. He's impressed me from the ball one. His height, using full usage of the height that he's bowling, absolutely spot on with his line and length. Yasir, the first ball was spot on and the second one rewarding. Has got a wicket of the second delivery and now it will be Dawood who's out at the center.
He's one of the few local bowlers that can fully brace the front leg when they're bowling, if you have noticed, Rizwan.
Well, absolutely. And what a delight to have such bowlers in your team who are able to hit those right areas, right lengths, hitting the deck hard, getting those variations in place, coming up with a, enticing the pace at times, cranking up the pace, coming up with pace of deliveries. This is exactly the legendary Wasim Akram used to do, and the batters always used to be perplexed as to what is going to come in next.
Great bowling so far from Yasir. half an over bowled. He's already claimed a wicket. I hope he's going to turn this into a maiden wicket.
Well, he's going to be the key for CSS group to qualify for the next knockout stage, which is the quarterfinals. And I think he's bowled superbly so far out there. And they need to be careful of how they will be utilizing him. They've got hitters in the name of Amjad Khan, who would like space on the ball. This should be a wayward delivery, but I think within the tram line, and that's not been given wide, as it is within the tram line. Good umpiring there, and spot on with Yasir. He's been bowling magnificently well.
So far, so good for the bowling team. They managed to grab that all-important wicket in the very first, that is the second over, and we hope that they are going to do the same in the coming over.
Well, as bumper to close the over out. Brilliant over from CSS group and Yasir. 2 overs gone, 5 for 1.
Over, and Ravindran has just been brought back into the attack from the Sharjah Cricket Academy end. Let's see what Ravindran is going to produce in this second over.
Well, he's definitely disguised the batters out there. He gave away a boundary, but he's managed to pull things back into his control. Watchfully played, showing the maker's name, Rafiq Zaman, yet to get off the mark.
And right now, I'm sure he's under a great deal of pressure, considering that they've lost one of their best batsmen, Aran.
Well, I've been commenting on the matches of Prim Heights Transport. He's absolutely fearless. He doesn't care what the total is on board. He doesn't mind to go after any bowler, for the matter of fact. He knows one way, that's the Rafiq Zaman's way. Go big. But he's slightly slow out there tonight.
5 for 1 in 2.2 overs, with Ravindran attacking, or bowling in rather, from the Sharjah Cricket Academy end. And, Rafiq, after facing 5 deliveries, he hasn't contributed anything to the run tally.
Well, those dot balls are like gold dust, as we often say. And Rafiq Zaman is clearly not able to get those singles and doubles. He's still yet to get off the mark. 6th delivery phase. Well, I wouldn't see Rafiq Zaman is actually comfortable out there yet again. Well, I think he'll have to be careful. Is he feeling a bit of low back pain out there?
Basing on his reaction, I would love to believe so, unless if he was just trying to hold his towel there from falling. The score is still on 5 with a delivery to go. Ravindran is done well so far.
Well, there's a change in the field. The long off comes inside the circle, and they've got a deep square leg for Rafiq Zaman. Beautiful delivery, nibbing in towards the batter Rafiq Zaman, and clearly you can see Rafiq Zaman struggling out there. 3 overs gone, 5 for 1. Well, change in the bowling. Amir Hamza has been introduced into the attack. I wonder why Yasir bowled a magnificent maiden over, a maiden wicket to be precise. I think they realize they have good batters in their lineup and they want to play against them and let Amir Hamza handle Rafiq Zaman and Dawood out there. And just to have a question, is Amir Hamza from Sharjah Cricket Academy by any chance?
Not at all, not at all. But he is a talented youngster from what I've seen so far. Rafiq, of the 8 deliveries that came his way, no run has come off his bat yet. And Dawood, 5 deliveries and a single run score.
If you look at his face, despite those 8 dot deliveries, he looks cool as cucumber. Rafiq Zaman for you. There was it did touch the bat. That would be a legal delivery, although it was going down the leg. Well, straight away, Prim Heights are actually under pressure now. Rafiq Zaman is still yet to get off the mark. And Dawood will have to play the aggressor's role. Well, he is a prolific batter, Dawood. Ijaz, it'll be interesting to see how they will go by their run chase.
You know, in a 20 over match, each over counts. There goes Hamza there from the Bukhata end. Again, he tried to go big on that one, but nothing really. He failed to connect that one. I think he was given all the room to fully open his arms, but unfortunately, he didn't take advantage of that Rizwan.
Well, the best thing for you to do at this juncture of the game, when you're actually not able to get those runs, singles and doubles, just try to take a single, get off the mark, rotate the strike and let the non-striker handle. It's not always possible for you to be on the top of your game. You've got to give chance to the opposite non-striker and let him handle when you're not able to get those runs on board.
Absolutely. They've managed to pick a leg by there. It's a welcome run, considering that they are struggling. So that takes us to 3.4 overs, and they've managed to only deposit 7 runs into their account.
Beautiful weather conditions out here at Sharjah International Cricket Stadium. There's a slight breeze across the ground. Perfect conditions to have a good game of cricket. And ever since the changes that they have made to the ground, the lights are looking absolutely fantabulous, I would say. And a lot of hard work has been put behind this. Beautiful delivery yet again from Amir Hamza. No damage done. A direct hit would have had Dawood in trouble. And a huge shout out, I would say, to the entire management of the Sharjah Cricket Stadium, the groundsmen, people working behind the scenes, the cricket administrators. I must definitely give a shout out to our broadcasting unit, Raja heading the director's office there. Well, they've been absolutely spot on and immaculate with their duties and running this tournament and making it a successful event.
Just to let you know also, we have one. Okay, all right, let's quickly give you this, then we will come back to that in the next over. This is the end of our 4th over, 7 on the board for the loss of 1.
Right then, Yasir has been introduced into the attack from a different end, and rightly so. Well, Rafiq Zaman definitely is struggling out there. What would you do in such situation, Craig?
I I would simply ask the bowler to just swing the ball in because Rafiq is one batsman rather who struggles with playing in swing. So that will be the only advice that I'll give to a bowler: swing it into him, and then that will be the end of his.
For the bowler, what would be your words of wisdom for Rafiq Zaman? He's played 12 deliveries, 12 dot balls in a T20 format. That means you're cutting short the game to 18 overs.
I agree with you on that. So the best thing to do, as I said earlier, will just be to make sure that he keeps on hitting the same channels. Don't try anything fancy. Keep it in the same line, same length. You will get rewarded.
Well, half-hearted shot that will fetch him a boundary. Not the way he would have wanted, but Rafiq Zaman will finally open his account with a streaky boundary towards the deep third.
I can safely say that he stole that boundary there. Right, all the same, it's a welcome boundary for Team Prim Heights of Yasser's bowling, rather. 11 runs on the board.
Well, Rafiq Zaman will have a smile on his face after that boundary. They are into his fifth over. Try to hit hard. I think what he's trying to do actually is trying to hit really hard. Instead, if you can time it, you might as well get those runs required and get a single or double. And rightly so, he's got a single now, and it's at the owners of Dawood to find some boundaries and maximums. Remember, this is the penultimate power play over. They've got one more over of power play. To be precise, they've got 9 legal deliveries in the power play. Can they get 15 to 20 odd runs?
That is, great shot there from Dawood.
Dawood gets one that was drifting down the leg. All he had to do is get his blade across, and a sweet connection, a flick of the wrist will fetch him a boundary. They will take it. 2 boundaries in this over, 9 runs conceded, and Dawood will definitely want to come big in this over. He's got 2 more legal deliveries left. Can he finish off with another boundary and a maximum?
And they're just trying to cover up for those 2 overs. Oh, that is a huge hit there. Oh, 4 runs saved there, Rizwan.
Brilliant shot from Dawood. Didn't quite middle it, and the fielder was able to cut it off in style. 151 needed of 91 deliveries with 9 wickets in hand on any given day. On this track, it is 100% doable. How you strategize yourself, how do you plan your ranches is going to be the key.
Absolutely. Yasser, he started off well, and it looks like he's losing the rhythm now. And I think that came off the edge, or we'll just take a close look at it.
An outside edge on that occasion, as you rightly mentioned. A good attempt by the keeper, but could not get close to it. Sri, the keeper batsman. And that will be the end of over number 5. Prim Heights Transport, 18 for 1. Well, as I expected, Nipun Babu has been introduced into the attack in the power play. What a powerful bowler he is. He's considered as the man with the golden arm. Strikes when it is much required for the team, and they've definitely have managed to keep things under control, CSS group. And with the introduction of Nipun Babu, it is only going to get better.
Take a close look at what you have just said now about him. He's that kind of a bowler who's capable of, taking wickets when it really matters. So it will be nice it will be nice seeing him, doing exactly the same thing that you have just mentioned. So Rafiq, 15 deliveries, 6 runs scored.
And just to add to what you've just told Craig, he's coming at the right time. He's coming from the right end. He's got the bigger boundary towards the leg side, and he's a left arm bowler up against right hand batter. They've got a short mid wicket in place and a deep, 1 second, we'll come back to it, and long on. So it'll be interesting to see how he will combat Nipun Babu, Rafiq Zaman, who is clearly finding it difficult to get runs off the surface.
There goes Nipun. That came off the bottom edge there. He tried to heave it, but the connection wasn't there, and he only managed to get a single there.
Well, what you've got to do is you've got to be innovative. You've got to be fabricating those shots. You don't have deep square leg in position. You've got the fine leg area vacant. Now the long on comes inside the circle to Dawood. Hit hard. Well, it's not helping the cause of the games, is it? It's a very slow approach from Prim Heights Transport, and 7 districts juniors who are watching this match will be touch disappointed with the approach of Prim Heights Transport.
Played off the back foot and straight to the covers there, and Nipun comes in with his 5th delivery. Again played in the same region, and oh, that was a direct hit there. Is the umpire going to send it upstairs? No, it doesn't look like that.
Well, I think he's comfortably made it, but he's still sent it upstairs just to ensure, yeah, he's made it. But with that overthrow, they will find another run. And Nipun Babu has been impeccable, impressive. He's a passionate cricketer, goal-oriented, always in the hunt for wickets, and what an asset to have. And he's smartly changing his field. For Dawood, he's got the long on inside the circle. For Rafiq Zaman, given the arc and the hitting area of Rafiq Zaman, he's got fielder's position in the deep accordingly. Well done, Team CSS group, and well done, Nipun Babu. All credit goes to the skipper, and this has been, I would say, didn't quite time it, and that will bring the end of the power play, 20 for 1. Oh, I was close. Slightly away from the fielder at the first slip. And brilliant piece of bowling from Ravindran. He almost had him.
Ravindran, I'm sure right now his blood pressure has gone up because that was almost an obvious catch there, but these things happen in cricket. There he continues. He tried to hit it big there, and it went straight to the fielder in the deep.
Well, he's actually trying to hit hard. That is not what you've got to do. You've got to wait for the ball watch out for his arm till the last second and look where it is pitching and accordingly play. When you're trying to hit hard, you more often than not tend to miss out. Instead, you can time it and get those runs.
Absolutely. They just need to time the ball, keep their eyes on the ball more, wait for it to come, because the idea of bringing in spinners is just to try and slow down everything. There comes Ravindra there. Another slight edge there. And that pushes the score to a comfortable 22. But looking at the equation now, 145 runs are required from 80 balls. It's not going to be a walk in the park for team Prim Heights Transport. They need to do more in terms of boundaries.
It's just going to be a Herculean task. It's not going to be easy anymore. And it's only going to get tougher and tougher as the game progresses. And CSS group are fully in command of the game.
Ravindran, a ball to go. Played it on the back from the back foot there, and he manages to get a single. That takes us to 25 for the loss of 1 and 7.
Right then, Craig, Vishnu has been introduced into the attack. They're persisting with the spin, and that's the right way to go about. Right arm leg break bowler. He's got the bigger boundary towards the leg side. I would say the skipper, Rajit Ganesh, marshalling his troops to perfection.
The bat there is one.
He's not even looking at the ball properly. His head was completely towards the mid-wicket region. If you watch that replay, well, I'm still completely perplexed with the approach here.
Try to pick up the gap there, or maybe to bisect that, those two fielders there, but the effort ended up bringing nothing positive. 10 runs on the board of 11 runs rather of the 19 deliveries that he has faced so far. They require 142 runs of the next 75 deliveries, Rizwan.
Tough and tough. It's getting there. Not easy. The towels are coming on board. Could be a factor of due factor coming in place. Goes big. I think it didn't quite time it. Fielder trying to come underneath it, and that's been taken. And that will be the departure of Rafiq Zaman.
That was comfortably taken. There is one. He tried to hit it too hard, and that ended up, spoiling everything. And it was comfortably taken by the fielder in the deep there. So that's 9 runs contributed there from Rafiq Zaman of the 21 deliveries that came his way, with a strike rate of 42.9 with a single boundary 4.
Right then, Amjad Khan comes out to the center, the destructive hard hitter for Prim Heights Transport. He's got a lot of responsibilities on his shoulders. Well, it's not easy for Prim Heights Transport to go out from here to score those 142 runs required of 74 deliveries. They've been extremely slow in the power play, and you can clearly see from the scorecard out there.
Vishnu has done well so far. Is he going to carry on? Oh, nicely bowled there and excellently handled as well. Great piece of fielding from Team CSS group. That was an explosive throw there from, is it the point region, Rizwan?
And Vishnu definitely is a very good batter, and apart from batting he can definitely roll his arm, and rightly so. Rajat Ganesh decides to persist with the spin as they've been successful throughout the power play and continuing with the good work that their bowlers have done. 8 overs gone. Prim Heights Transport 28 for 2.
Vindran is back from the Sharjah Cricket Academy end.
Well, that kept low. Watch out for the delivery, and they managed to take a single there, but a good delivery from Ravindran. He's mixing it up quite well, and rightly so. Has been given the authority to finish his complete quota of 4 overs.
Great bowling there from Ravindra. Just to take you to the points table, Rizwan, we have UAE Royal Phoenix Clinic leading in the Group A league matches, and Z Game Strikers, they are on second with a comfortable 0.5 there in terms of run rate, and Royal Phoenix are on 1.5. He tried to sweep that one, but nothing much came out of that. And I'll just quickly go through also the Group B, UAE Pacific Star Sports. 3 games played, 103 with a comfortable and beautiful 2.3 net run rate there. And UAE 7 Districts, 2.49 trailing there. And after, losing 1 match and winning 2, let's carry on with Ravindra's third ball straight.
Well, that's a wicket for Ravindran. He finally has been rewarded. He was absolutely spot on with his lines and lengths, and he managed to pick up the wicket at the right time. Straight into the hands of the fielder at the gully region. Zohaib makes no mistake. Dawood succumbing to the pressure. He departs after scoring 13 off 22 deliveries. Prim Heights Transport are in deep trouble. Well, in comes Saqib Khan, the new batter out at the center, and CSS group. You can look at them from the body language. They are looking absolutely comfortable out there. Remember, it's a must-win match for them, and a win for CSS group will let them qualify for the cup quarters. Saqib Khan, the new batter out at the center. The required run rate has mounted over 12 runs an over, 12.18 to be precise. Played across the line. The fielder will cut it off. Current run rate is at 3.51, not the ideal one in a T20 format. And 7 districts juniors will definitely be devastated with the kind of approach here. They were expecting Prim Heights Transport to win this contest, given they've managed to restrict them under 180 runs. This has been skied up, and Ravindran takes a catch, backpedaling. Amjad will have to depart now. Wickets falling at regular intervals for Prim Heights Transport. He tried to go towards that cow corner, didn't quite time it, and a wonderful cotton bowl opportunity taken by Ravindran. Amjad Khan departs after scoring 2 of 3 deliveries. (31 for 4 of 9, 137 required of 66 deliveries, and Prim Heights Transport in serious trouble, in a bit of bother. 137 required of 66, not an easy task. And Vishnu, after a splendid first over, comes out to bowl his second, has got a slip in place. It was in the slot, and that's been hammered. That will be a boundary, a welcome boundary for Prim Heights Transport. Saqib Khan on this occasion capitalizing on the width on offer between middle and leg, and he comfortably deposits that into the vacant area towards the mid-wicket region. Well, we need more of them for Prim Heights Transport to go about this run chase, as the required run rate is mounting high and going over 13 runs and over. Saqib Khan 5 of 3 for him. And what a outing CSS group has had so far. They've managed to do everything right, tick all the check boxes, and they've definitely lived up to the expectations of their management, skipper, and the fans of their team. Started off pretty well. Zohaib and Ranjit Mani for CSS group, and some wonderful batting performance even from Vishnu Raj. Well, this was in the slot. That's been hammered. We need to wait and watch. It's straight down to the fielder. Saqib Khan, just when we realized he was trying to go big, but didn't quite connect it well, and straight into the hands of the fielder, Nipun Babu. Another one bites the dust. Saqib Khan departs after scoring 5 of 6, courtesy good catching from Nipun.
smashing boundaries, but he has lots of work to do here. 62 balls remaining, 133 runs required. Rizwan.
Well, look at that ball. I thought for a second it was going down towards the leg side. Managed to pull it quite comfortable. Amjad Gul was definitely a hard hitter of the cricket ball, but the conditions are different here. The ball is not coming onto the bat. It is holding up a little bit, so you've got to be extra cautious when you're trying to deposit those big ones.
That goes in the air. Is there a fielder in the deep? Oh, I think he grasped that one and it went for a 4. A much needed boundary is one.
Well, that should have been taken. That would have been another one. But let's have a look at that. Lower full toss, played it to perfection, just didn't come underneath the ball. A valiant effort from the fielder. 10 overs gone. Prim Heights Transport 39 for 5. Right then, Nipun Babu to continue. A change of ends for him, and he's got a slip in place. He'll be up against Dawood Ijaz. Dawood Ijaz is a very good batter. We'll have to watch out for him. He definitely plays sensibly and can actually hit those lusty boundaries as and when required for the team. But he's got a mammoth task to fulfill. 12.9 runs required from here on.
Hitting it hard, but it requires a lot of bravery to play in such a way that they'll be able to get to that 128 run score within the next 59 balls.
Well, given the format of the game, it certainly is possible, but it's the wicket column which is the concern. Halfway back into the dugout, it's not going to be easy. Okay, because you've got to take those calculated risks, and you can afford to do that when you have wickets in hand. When you don't have wickets in hand, it is not going to be an easy affair for you.
Absolutely. Nipun, he has done well. No wicket pegged. He's only considered around 5 in the 1.5 overs that he has bowled.
Well, that's been skied up in the air and falls in no man's land. Well, what Nipun has been successfully doing is creating that pressure from the other end. And when the pressure is created, there are opportunities for the other bowlers to come and pick those wickets. That's exactly what he has done. Dawood has been out there for some time, briskly played towards that square leg region, just a single. Well, they need at least a maximum on a boundary in every over to be in the contest.
Absolutely. If they are to remain in the contest, that is exactly what they need to do. One is not enough. At least 2 boundaries in every over. It should put them in a better position.
Well, it's the approach, isn't it? When you're chasing a score of about 170 odd runs, you plan yourself accordingly. We'll come back to it. 11 overs gone, 44 for 5. Vishnu will continue his third over. Has been phenomenal. Has taken those 2 wickets. Has bowled well as well. Could be a contender for the player of the match.
54 balls, or 53 rather. 53 balls remaining with 123 runs required to get maximum points here. But judging from the way Vishnu has been bowling since he started his spell, it's going to be a tall order to get to that total.
Well, that's been hammered. Fielder coming underneath it, and a comfortable catch is taken. The big hitter, hard hitter Amjad Gul will have to depart. Courtesy, the pressure being created from the other end by Nipun Babu, and Vishnu takes another wicket and another catch for Nipun. Amjad Gul departs after scoring 6 of 6. Right then, the new batter out at the centre will be Hidayatullah Ayubi, a product of Sharjah Cricket Academy, a right-handed batter. I would let you to speak more about him, Craig.
He is an excellent batsman. He can, on a good day, he will shock you. I remember from last year he played, I think, around 2-3 council matches where he took us out of from the bottom of the ocean. When things were looking bad, he came in, stood up, and
Well, he's knocked him over. Well, it's not good signs for Prim Heights Transport. Just when we thought Nurullah, he's played on, and Hidayatullah, I beg your pardon, he departs after a golden duck.
a disappointing way to depart for the youngster, but he certainly has a bright future in the game of cricket. He is being guided by his brother-in-law, the great Gurubaz. And also to note that his son to Mr. Ayubi, Kabul Zalmi's owner, so he has quite a lot of people that are around him that have played very good cricket, and some are still playing good cricket.
Well, what an outing Vishnu has had today. Picked up 4 wickets and has been looking absolutely brilliant. In comes Riaz, the new batter, out to the centre, and a good delivery to welcome him. 7 wickets down for 47. Prim Heights Transport in serious trouble.
Even outclassed here. 123 required of 48. It's not going to be easy. And that brings us to the end of the over. 45 for 7 in 12.
Well, Nipun comes back to bowl. He's been absolutely brilliant. No wickets to him, but he's bowled really well.
In this encounter, Nipun has been acting as the pressure cooker. He comes in, he puts in the pressure, and then you will have the other bowler coming from the other end. And what has been happening is, wickets have been falling each time.
Oh, that was close. We thought for a second there could be a run out. There's a mix-up. Well. Comedy of errors is what I call this. They had opportunities at both the ends. CSS group completely missing out. Let's have a look. It missed the leg stick. It was watching, ball watching there, and Zohaib throwed, but Nipun could not collect it. And the batter survives. And just to let you all our viewers know, well, he's stumped him. Dawood, I was about to talk about the statistics of him. He has 10,311 runs in the domestic circuit, succumbing to the pressure yet again. Nipun Babu finally has his first wicket.
Great bowling from Nipun Babu there. And Dawood Ijaz has just been stamped after only posting 5 runs on the board of the 6 deliveries with a strike rate of 83.3.
Right then, Meherban Shah Afridi is out at the center. Well, I've joined recently in this Sharjah Ramadan T20 League. Craig, you can probably give us a much better understanding. Is this going to be the lowest total so far in the tournament?
I have not been following much because of other commitments, but I would love to believe it's one of the lowest scores that have ever been recorded here in a Ramadan League tournament.
Well, look at that spin, the amount of turn Nipun Babu is still finding out there in the 13th over, able to spin away from the left-hander Meherban. Lower full toss straight to the fielder. A mix-up yet again, could be, no, throw at the, well, right end could have actually got him a wicket. 47 for 8, well, that's kept low. And that will be a single to finish the over number 13. Prim Heights Transport, 48 for 8. Right then, Meherban, 1 of 3. Vishnu, can he get a fifer? He's bowled 3 brilliant overs.
It will be nice to see it will be great to see if he can achieve that feat of grabbing 5 wickets in a single game.
Well, it's good to see Nipun Babu, Vishnu bowling some magnificent spells out there, getting their team close to the victory line and making themselves in the knockout stages of the Cups League.
There goes Meherban Afridi. Oh!
Well, that missed everybody, including the batter and the keeper. That'll be 4 byes, and Prim Heights Transport will take it, and that will be 50 on board for Prim Heights Transport.
Courtesy of that slight movement of the ball towards the leg side there, and the keeper completely missed it. And, you know, Vishnu was visibly angry there on that occasion.
Well, rightly so, because he's been in sublime form, and you've got to be careful. You try to protect as many runs as possible behind the wicket. The role of a wicket keeper is definitely very important and crucial. They had a shy at the stumps. We'll have to check if that's been referred upstairs. I don't think so. It has been referred. He was very much within the crease. So those runs behind the stumps, Craig, matters a lot. You've got to be absolutely spot on. You've got to have eagle eyes, follow the ball. You sometimes get deceived when the batters are playing those ramp shots and the reverse scoops and everything. So the role of a wicket keeper batsman in a team is absolutely critical. I think that was the first miss from Sri. They will definitely learn it. It gets really critical when you're closing down on the game, when you need 14 runs required of the 6 deliveries, and that bye goes, it hurts the bowler.
Absolutely, absolutely. There is one. 2 more balls to go. He still has a chance to grab a fifer here. It all comes back to how Mehraban is going to handle.
Well, another one. Well, Sri, not quite perfect out there. He missed 2 byes there and 8 runs scored. And he's certainly not happy, Vishnu. Although it does not go against him, it will go towards a team account, and especially when the keeper. Look at that. And look at the turn also. And Sri definitely disappointed out there. 8 byes scored in that over. And
with the amount of turn that he's bringing in, I think now he simply needs to just bowl it at least on the 4th stump and allow it to come in. That should... what happened there? He just skied it?
That skied up in the air, but didn't quite time it well. So it falls in the no man's land. That's the end of the 14th over. Prim Heights Transport of 57 for 8.
Clinic, 35th Sharjah Ramadan League 2024. Very well bowled there by Nipun. It will be interesting to see how these 2 batsmen here, Riaz and Mehraban, are going to handle the bowlers. He goes big again, and it falls in the no man's land. 110 runs required from 34 balls, with Nipun coming from the Sharjah Cricket Academy end. Team CSS Group has done well in terms of restricting these guys from scoring boundaries. They've managed to pick up early wickets. 59 now for 8, with 14 and a half overs bowled. Nipun has been quite economical there in his bowling, and he has managed to pick up at least a single wicket off the 3.5 overs that he has bowled. Another one beautifully connected there, but they only managed to get a single off that a beautiful, beautiful effort from Mehraban. 8 wickets have fallen so far. 32 balls remaining. He tried to cut that one, and he does so successfully, and he has managed to get a single. Mehraban on strike. There's a little bit of movement of the field there. There's okay, played again on the back foot, and the ball has stayed within the circle. That brings us to the end of over number 15 with the score on 62 for the loss of 8 wickets.
When then the pace sensation Amir Hamza has been introduced into the attack. He was shadowed by the wonderful bowling performances of the spin department of the CSS group, and now he's here to bowl those death overs out for the CSS group, and rightly so. They've been asked to get those headgear on, the helmet coming into play. You can manage to play against the spinner without the helmet, but not to do so against the pace operators.
Nicely channeled there for a single by Riaz.
Well, absolutely. You've got to be wearing your safety gear on when you're playing cricket. Ensure it's of highest quality as well, and that will definitely protect you from those injuries there. We've seen incidents, as you rightly mentioned, more often than not, players being hit on the grill, on the side of the helmet. We've seen instances where those injuries have been fatal. We've noticed what happened to Phil Hughes as well. So you might buckle up and ensure have your safety gear on.
Absolutely, an incident that brought in a lot of emotions to the game of cricket. Nicely picked there and hit into the gap. Are they going to get a double here? A good attempt from Hamza, but he ended up missing the stumps there. 28 balls, 104 runs required.
Didn't quite connect it well, but they'll still find a single there. Well, if you look at where the umpire was, umpire Mujahid Raza, that's one of the indication halfway through. That means 3 balls have been bowled. Good delivery, maintaining those channels, Hamza, and he's just given away those 4 runs. What an outing for him.
27 balls required, 27 balls to go with 104 runs remaining. It needed rather to get to the score. They played that one off the back foot. Can we get a direct hit there? No.
$66 for 8. Well, I think they have surpassed the lowest score total, I reckon, Craig.
They must have gone past it. Oh, great catch there, Rizwan.
Well, Ranjit Mani Wonderful catch. Well, and it made it look so easy, Craig. And that will be the 9th wicket down.
Beautiful catch there from Ranjit Mani. Just watch the celebration there. Flying like an eagle. Mehraban.
I think that's the end of the innings, Craig. The last man, if you remember, was the bowler who was injured, and they will close things out for 9 wickets. Prim Heights Transport have lost this contest up against CSS Group, and CSS Group will be mighty pleased as they have reserved their spot in the Cup quarterfinals. Right, let's have a look at the batting scorecard. Dawood, the only batter in the entire unit who could manage to score double digits. The rest of them looks like a phone number to me. Absolutely haywire. Prim Heights Transport, a disappointing performance from them towards the league stage, the last final league stage for them. They've managed to score 66 runs on board. Khatak was the man injured, couldn't come out to bat towards the end. We'll have a look at the bowling scorecard. Well, they all have certainly impressed, one and all here. Everybody contributing towards the success of the CSS group out tonight. Starting from the top, Ravindran, 2 for 13 for him at an economy of 3.25. Yasser, what a spell he has had, 1 for 11 for him. Hamza creating the pressure, 1 for 6. And Nipun Babu, well, he was absolutely magnificent. 1 for 13 for Nipun Babu, and in the end, it is Vishnu who managed to pick up 4 wickets. Well, we'll take a short break and we will be back with the post-match presentation with Asim Sheikh.
Go from behind. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the post-match presentation of the Royal Phoenix Clinic presents 35th Sharjah Ramadan League T20, powered by FanCode. Before we begin, firstly, I would like to thank Sharjah Cricket and its administration in making sure we pulled off such a brilliant tournament, and also would like to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors. Our title sponsor, Royal Phoenix Clinic LLC, are powered by an official streaming partner, FanCode. Our event partner, TCM, our associate sponsor, of course, Thimar Al Madina Real Estate, and support sponsor, 7 Districts. Now, this was the 23rd game of the tournament where CSS took on Prim Heights Transport. Prim Heights Transport won the toss, elected to bat first, and restricted the opposition to 167 runs. And in response, well, a very disheartening performance from Prim Heights Transport. Just 66 runs is what they could manage, and a massive victory coming in for CSS Group by 101 runs. Joining me in the presentation party, it's the match referee, Mr. Tehseen Javed, who will be handing over the Player of the Match award to none other than Vishnu Raj for his all-round performance for CSS Group in that victory. 4 overs, 13 runs and 4 wickets while bowling, and 28 runs with the bat. Vishnu, a very good performance. Coming into an all-important game, a must-win match, did you have that sort of a pressure?
No, I was not really having that pressure. I just want to perform really good for my team. I just was clean in my mind, free in my mind, actually.
Well, I asked the same question to the skipper as well during the toss. The team is not star-studded, but you guys are coming in together and putting on a star-studded show. What is the reason behind it?
The real reason behind that is that most of the players in this team were actually playing from our India. In Kerala, we were playing together for a long time. So that's happening here. That kind of relation is happening here. So it's going on.
Well, what are the future plans for you as a player?
My future plan is just to play for UAE, nothing else.
Well, we wish you all the very best, and we hope that you wear the jersey very soon.
Thank you very much.
Well, that was Vishnu Raj. He has Viraj on his back, and definitely a Raj sort of a performance there. Don't go anywhere. We have another game lined up, the last league match, which will be played between Z Game Strikers and Momand Warriors. That will be just about 45 minutes from now. Until then, we'll dive into a break, and once we are back, we'll take you through the live action of that game.
Well, good evening, everybody, from the Sharjah International Cricket Stadium. We are here for the Royal Phoenix Clinic, 35th Sharjah Ramadan T20 League 2024. We are here for the last day of the league stages, where Prim Heights Transport are taking on CSS Group.
Well, so the news from the centre is that Prim Heights Transport, they won the toss and they have opted to bowl first.
Well, that's the news out from the centre. Prim Heights Transport winning the toss and elected to field first. Let's have a look at the squads here. Rafiq Zaman, Riaz Khalid, Amjad Gul, Mehban Shah, Afridi Irfanullah, Amjad Khan, Saqib Khan, Dawood Ijaz, Farhan.
Today's match, we have CSS Group, playing against Prim Heights Transport. We have Mujahid Raza as one of the match officials there, Rizwan.
Well, absolutely. Alongside Zoeb Khan is the opening colour in the tournament, not been in the runs category, but he's definitely a very destructive batter out there. And the bowling proceedings will be giving any width on offer, gives himself a bit of room. It's been skied up in the air, and that would be the first maximum. Currently at 2, they've played all of their matches. Well, that's a wayward delivery. You can't expect that to bowl at this level of the game. Coming in short and well in the slot, clearing the infield with ease.
Right, there goes Mehban. A little bit of movement there away from the batsman, and the batsman took advantage of that. It was just a...
The best thing that I would do is not to come and bowl. Well, another boundary. And Zoeb is on the wide long off. Wayward delivery. Easy pickings for Zoeb. And they will definitely find a way to get him out. Slashed and slashed in style. Another boundary for Zoeb. Hammered. It was a case of a replay, I would say, from the
pulled away in the gap, and it will go all the way for a boundary. So welcome boundary for Ranjit.
Getting wickets when it really matters.
Well, that's been placed over wide of long off, and that will be a maximum for Ranjit. That will give him a lot of confidence. That was
Sohaib is on 46 off 33. Swept it beautifully there, and it goes out for a boundary. That should take him to his half turn. Very well played, Zohaib.
That's a top knock. It was required before they get into the quarterfinal stages. That sort of a knock would definitely boost his confidence.
And Ranjit started attacking more. Oh, he gave him too much room there. And there he goes. He gets his first wicket there. Very well bowled to the youngster. Zohaib is what is going to open a lot of opportunities for team Prim Heights Transport to try and make sure that...
Again played up and above. Amjad drop. That's played straight as an arrow over the bowler's head.
Of the remaining 4-5 overs.
And as we speak, Rafiq finally strikes. He gets the set batter, Ranjit, back to the dugout. Have to depart after a steady innings.
Riaz coming in with his fourth delivery.
And Vishnu joins the party. Well, he said he's had...
Absolutely. Oh, that should be gone. Finally, Riaz gets his first wicket there. He was quite expensive, but at least he got rewarded this time around.
Well, that too of Vishnu Raj, who was looking dangerous out there. Slow one and right in.
You know, hitting big, and he has done exactly that.
Rojit Ganesh finally gets one off on a high. Knocked him over. Amjad has the last laugh. Going through the gate, and he finds the timber.
A great piece of bowling there from Amjad. Goes again.
Well, in the slot, that's been hammered, and that will be a maximum.
I think that would be the most sensible thing to do. They need to start with the spinners. That should be an easy one to take. Again, nicely and comfortably taken there in the deep. That pushes it to 19 and a half overs. Just
Well, look at that shot, Craig. He did everything right. He was able to generate that power, but it's that pace. Well, Zoeb starting the proceedings for CSS Group alongside Ranjit. They started off a bit slow, but they cashed on the power play. They scored 51 of 36 for Zoeb, 45 of 42 for Ranjit. Vish. Right, the pick of the bowlers for me would be Khatak, although he just bowled 3 deliveries, just given away 2 runs. He was injured. In fact, 1 wicket each for Amjad, Rafiq, Hidayatullah and Dawood. Well, what a bowling performance from Hidayatullah, young.
you know, showing us a good display of batting skills there.
Well, that's exactly what Prim Heights Transport need, 168 runs of 20 overs. Being introduced into the attack, they've got the likes of Nipun Babu and a lot of spinners on offer. Farhan Babar will start the proceedings for Prim Heights Transport. And to start the proceedings, it will be Atul Ravindran, the slow left-arm bowler for.
Considering that CSS Group didn't put much on the board there, and they started off with a cracker of a boundary 4 there. Beautifully caught by Farhan, causing commotion in the.
Well, that's been skied up in the air. Opportunity fielder coming underneath it and he's taken it. That is a very, very important wicket. Farhan Babar, point region, could only find the fielder. Great bowling.
Beautiful, beautiful bowling from CSS.
Well, half-hearted shot that will fetch him a boundary. Not
Is great shot there from.
goes big. I think he didn't quite time it. Fielder trying to come underneath it, and that's been taken. And that will be the departure of Rafiq.
That was comfortably taken. There is one. He tried to hit it too hard, and that ended up, spoiling everything. And it was coming on with Ravindra's third ball straight.
Well, that's a wicket for Ravindran. He finally has been rewarded. Spot on with his lines and lengths, and he managed to pick up the wicket at the right time, straight into the hands of the fielder. Contest, given they managed to restrict them under 180 runs. This has been skied up, and Ravindran takes a catch, backpedaling. Amjad will have wickets falling at regular intervals for Prim Heights Transport. He tried to go towards that cow corner, didn't quite time it. Slip in place. It was in the slot, and that's been hammered. That will be a boundary. Performance even from Vishnu Raj. Well, this was in the slot. That's been hammered. We need to wait and watch. It's straight down to the fielder. Saqib Khan he was trying to go big, but didn't quite connect it well, and straight into the hands of the fielder, Nipun Babu.
That goes in the air. Is there a fielder in the deep? To get to that total.
Well, that's been hammered. Fielder coming underneath it, and a comfortable catch is taken. The big hitter, hard hitter, Amjad. Courtesy, the pressure being created from the other end by Nipun Babu, and Vishnu takes another wicket. And
he came in, stood up, and
well, he's knocked him over. Well, it's not Prim Heights Transport. Just when we thought Nurullah, he's played on. All our viewers know. Well, he's stumped him. Dawood, I was about to talk about the statistics of him. He has 10,300 circuit, succumbing to the pressure yet again. Nipun Babu.
There goes Mehraban Afridi. Oh.
Well, that missed everybody, including the batter and the keeper.
Mehraban is going to handle.
Well, another one. Well, Sri, not quite perfect.
Past it. Oh, great catch there, Rizwan.
Well, Ranjit Mani, wonderful catch. Well, and it made it look so easy, Craig. The 9th wicket down.
Beautiful catch there from Ranjit Mani. Just watch the celebration there.
Man, if you remember, was the bowler who was injured, and they will close things out for 9 wickets. Right, let's have a look at the batting scorecard. Dawood, the only batter in the end. Well, they all have certainly impressed, one and all here. Everybody contributing towards the success of the CSS group out tonight. Starting from the top, Ravindran, 2 for 13 for him at an economy of 3.25. Yasser, what a spell he is. Presentation with Asim Sheikh.